Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Ray. So thank you for being here with me today. This is a bit of a different post. It's quite funny actually. I've just read one of the comments and I was told or accused, I don't know, of being AI slop. And it's the second time this has happened, and partly it's because I think I'm very, very bad at editing my videos and I can seem a little bit robotic. But the other thing is that, it takes me a lot to convey, to communicate what it is I hope is helpful in healing stress, because it's taken me over 10 years of sitting with some very, challenging experiences, but also extracting the information and the awareness in a way that I can then articulate it and communicate it in a way that is accessible enough. And this is really challenging. And I sit there sometimes and I never script what I'm going to say. I get an idea and I think, that's going to be helpful, that's important. And I sit and then I try and communicate what it is that I have in here that I know has been life-changing for me. And I know the past few posts, actually, I've struggled a bit because these big ideas, and it's like, how do I communicate that? And so it was quite funny that I got this comment that I'm not real, I'm AI slop. But I promise you, I am real. And the information, the awareness that I'm sharing is through the very real experiences, life experiences that I've had over the past 20 years and over the past 10 years of really understanding that it was stress that I was experiencing that caused all the symptoms and the discomfort and the disconnect and losing myself, and understanding it through sitting with it, trial and error, failing so many times, picking myself up so many times and sitting with it, because I haven't learnt this through reading books. I've learnt this through presence. Is the greatest teacher of all, presence. So no AI slop here. Thank you for that comment. It really did. Made me laugh. It made me laugh. And it's inspired me to share a much more authentic me. Sorry, that's Laurie. A much more authentic me post. No bad editing. So there you go. Now on to today's topic, which is about protecting your peace. This is really what I wanted to share today, after that little aside. And again, this is a very personal experience, and I think it's the most important piece of advice I'd give my younger self. And there are two circumstances I go back to. And the advice is protect your peace. This is one of the most important things. If you're healing stress, or if you are experiencing stress, then it is essential that you choose you, that you do everything you can to protect your peace. And I didn't realize this. If I look back over 20 years ago, and I was working in a job that was not for me. It was a corporate job. It was highly pressurized. I had no idea I was stressed. I just looked at everybody else and saw that they were doing okay, and I thought I wasn't coping. And in the end, I left that job. But it took me over 4 years to take the decision to choose me, to leave that environment, to choose something that was more in alignment with who I am. And I went off to Botswana and worked in horse safari for a little while. But because I didn't realize what I was experiencing was stress, I didn't have the vocabulary, and nobody seemed to understand that. There wasn't the same discourse that there is today around stress. So I changed environment. Didn't do anything about the stress itself because I wasn't aware. I didn't realize that I was close to breakdown. That came later, the second time around. And this time I'd stayed in a relationship that was not good for me, not good in any sense. And I look back now and I think, why did I stay? Why did I not protect my peace? And the reason was, again, I didn't have the awareness. I didn't know what gaslighting was. I didn't know what narcissism was. And I was the mom of 2 young children, and I was struggling and I was vulnerable. And I didn't have the awareness. And I didn't have the self-worth either. These are things that I learnt in that journey of healing stress. And so I look back now and I would say to my younger self in my 20s, early 30s, in that corporate job, protect your peace, choose you. And I would certainly say that to my younger self, my late 30s, early 40s, when it took me so long to leave a relationship that was not healthy in any sense, not good for my health in any sense. This happened because of the patterns that I learnt early on in life about people pleasing, about trying to heal or fix somebody else. Back then, when I didn't know how to protect my peace, I was in my patterns of trying harder, trying to prove myself, thinking I wasn't good enough, thinking the problem was me, and giving all my energy to trying to fix the stress that I saw was happening outside of me, trying to find some calm in the storm by managing everything around me, giving my attention, my energy to anything other than myself, actually. And that's what's changed. And I can see that clearly now. That's the beauty of hindsight, isn't it? But yeah, that's the advice I would give to my younger self. Protect your peace and then do the healing work. You know, it's about everything I share on this channel in terms of healing stress. But it's going to be so much harder to do if you can't protect your peace, if you don't prioritize yourself. It's okay to choose you. That is part of the healing process, learning that it is okay to heal you, understanding your worth, your self-worth. I hope what I'm sharing on this channel is helpful and that the often quite complex issues and awareness that I'm sharing are accessible, relatable, and helpful. As I said in my only viral post so far, it's my mission to heal the world from stress, one person at a time. And I continue to show up. It's still my mission. If by sharing my story and what I've understood about healing stress for good, it helps one person, then I'm happy. Okay. So as always, we'd love to hear your comments, and I look forward to seeing you in the next post.